I had told you these companies are going to cure diseases.
Hello everyone, on today's video I'm going to give you top stocks that Cathie Wood thinks could be the next Tesla. These stocks are going to be huge ones in the near future according to Cathie, which is why we're going to take a better look at these stocks and determine exactly what potential they have in terms of outperforming the market. Without further ado, let's dive into the list. Number 8. Jumia Technologies is an e-commerce and digital payment business with strong interests in Africa. The company was founded in Lagos, Nigeria back in 2012 and is now active in 11 African countries. The company is based out of Germany but has outperformed bigger e-commerce brands like Amazon and Alibaba for the highly coveted African e-commerce market. Jumia stock soared off its March 2020 lows from around $2 to $60 plus in early January. While JMI stock is down a bit from its 52-week high, I think long-term investors will be rewarded for having a long-term perspective on the e-commerce jewel of Africa. The company focuses on its three core businesses: e-commerce, food delivery, and digital payments. While most e-commerce companies in developed countries saw soaring profits during the pandemic, Jumia struggled to grow due to logistic and supply challenges. The global pandemic hurt Jumia's business, but I expect it to improve once the pandemic worries ease. The company recently changed its business model from a first-party direct seller to a third-party model like Amazon uses. Many Africans pay for online purchases in cash, and the COVID-19 pandemic made doing business more difficult. Luckily, Jumia should experience an explosion in users and business once pandemic fears ease. Lack of internet adoption is also another challenge in the African market. Many African communities lack internet access or have slower internet speeds. Jumia's business will grow as internet connections become more widespread throughout the continent. I would suggest you don't miss out on the next Amazon or Alibaba. E-commerce will soar in Africa during this decade, and Jumia stocks look a lot more attractive at lower prices. E-commerce, food delivery, and digital payments give Jumia a well-diversified business that will grow as Africa matures into a world-leading digital landscape. Number 7. Protolab. A 3D printing company is expected to return more than 50% in 2021. The position is valued at $470 million. Despite many hedge funds avoiding 3D printing stocks altogether, they clearly have faith in this company. Nano Dimensions is being bought and talked about constantly on YouTube and on our phones, so I believe the YouTube community has chosen another stock over this one. However, it will be interesting to see if Nano Dimensions has surpassed Protolabs on their list. Number 6. LendingTree. Isn't LendingTree a household name? You know, you go online and apply for a mortgage. They handle all of the insurance and a variety of other tasks. They don't actually carry the mortgages on the balance sheets, which is interesting. They pass them on, which eliminates the product's credit risk. Cathie and her team, on the other hand, believe LendingTree will continue to disrupt the mortgage industry, which anyone who has ever gotten a mortgage can agree is in desperate need of disruption. It's one of the most excruciating things you'll ever do. Number 5. Roku. Another stock that's expected to grow by more than 150% by 2020, and based on what analysts are saying, there's a lot more room to run. Wells Fargo recently upgraded the stock with a $414 price target, up from their previous $275 price target. They're still acquiring more content and expanding their business aggressively. As a result, they're taking steps that could justify the price increase. Many people own a Roku TV, and it's fantastic to watch. Their content is really interesting, and people who skim through it seem to enjoy it a lot. However, with rumors that they're looking to acquire more content, that could change, and if they do well in it, that could be another major catalyst for the stock. Proudly standing in this position, we have 2U, with the ticker symbol TWOU. They're a cloud-based education technology company that provides front-end and back-end cloud services to the universities. So it has one of those big buzzwords that have been hot in investing this year. That's cloud services, and add that to the fact they've been beating earnings expectations, and you've got a great combination. Many insiders rushed to buy the stock when it was beaten down to $15 in 2019, and ARK Invest also added significantly this year. Insiders are clearly optimistic about this stock. Number 3. Teladoc Health. Providing a convenient, lower-cost alternative to medical office visits, and it may even help reduce overall medical costs as more people opt for preventative annual doctor's visits via the internet or over the phone rather than going to the doctor's office in person. Stocks like these obviously soared last year as a result of the pandemic, and it's easy to see why. The pandemic is the ideal situation for a company to experience explosive growth, and the stock has responded well, with the Teladoc shares returning more than 130% in 2020. Personally, I believe that this stock, like many others that were pandemic winners, have been overvalued. So as long as the vaccine rollout continues, I don't believe this organization will be in short supply in 2021. However, I believe this is where routine medicine is headed in the long run, and ARK believes they're the horse to bet on. Number 2, InFlight. Cathie claims that genomics is the future.
I had told you these companies are going to cure diseases.
And who might argue with her? That's just part of being predictive and right, isn't it? Guys, many of you might have not noticed, but she's just trying to stay ahead of the game actually. That's where everything changes because Cathie always has a plan when she invests. However, this company is causing the industry to be disrupted. As a result, it's clear why she owns so much of it, despite the fact that the price has dropped dramatically and demand has exploded. I believe they will be profitable consistently this year, providing yet another major catalyst for the stock to remain at the top of the list. Number 1. At the end of last year, Intellia Therapeutics became a clinical stage biotech company when they dosed the first patient in their TSLA 2001 trial. Intellia became the first to systematically administer a CRISPR therapy to edit genes within the body. This groundbreaking trial is a pivotal time for the company, in which the company will have to prove their therapy is not only safe, but wildly effective. Intellia hopes to prove TSLA 2001 can be a single-course, potentially curative treatment for transthyretin amyloidosis. ATTR is a rare genetic disease where a mutation in the TTR gene causes the liver to produce a protein called transthyretin, which can build up in the body, resulting in polyneuropathy and cardiomyopathy. Intellia uses a lipid nanoparticle as a delivery mechanism to knock out the TTR gene and therefore virtually eliminating the toxic protein production from the body. The company has demonstrated remarkable preclinical results in non-human primates, where a single dose of TSLA 2001 reduces TTR production by as much as 95% and sustained out to 52 weeks. However, now that the company has entered clinical trials, the preclinical data is one of diminishing importance. TSLA 2001 is a single ascending dose administered via IV in up to 30 adults with ATTR to evaluate safety, tolerability, pharmacokinetics, pharmacodynamics. Once an optimal dose is found, the trial will move to part 2, where an additional 8 subjects will be administered the optimal dose selected from part 1. The difficulty from here on out is that the company will be put under the microscope for every bit of safety data, as well as intense comparisons to competitors in the ATTR field, such as Alnylam Pharmaceuticals, which has shown its RNAi therapeutical Onpatro to reduce circulating TTR levels by 80 to 85%. To be viewed as a success in the eyes of investors, Intellia will likely have to, at minimum, meet the 80% TTR knockdown threshold. Intellia has stated that they plan to release initial TSLA 2001 data sometime during 2021. The manner in which this data is released is of significant importance. If the company releases initial data and the 80% threshold isn't met, questions could creep into minds of investors on the efficacy of TSLA 2001 and in turn, the efficacy of Intellia's entire in vivo pipeline. However, Intellia had an encouraging 4Q 2020 conference call. CEO John Leonard was asked about what their TTR knockdown benchmark would be and if they will have to meet or exceed existing RNAi knockdowns, example 80%, John Leonard responded, "And as we do our initial phase 1 study here, which is progressing as we have said, we have in mind 80% or thereabouts as a benchmark, which we think is competitive, but the aspiration is to exceed that. There's, we think, unmet medical need in the form of efficacy that's yet to get, so if we cannot just delay the progression of the disease, but actually reverse it, which we think comes with reductions beyond 80%, that's very much what we're going to look for." TSLA 2001 is a proving ground for Intellia's in vivo approach. Intellia has developed and optimized an LNP as a delivery vector for the TSLA 2001. While it has taken several years to optimize thus far, the LPN system is modular, and subsequent targets in the liver, example AATD, hemophilia, ANB, HEA, should only require minor edits to guide RNA, which accounts for roughly 2% of the delivery system. Therefore, the company has the ability to move relatively rapidly into additional liver therapies. If TSLA 2001 provides successful, it improves the chances of subsequent successes with this proven technology. Intellia is extremely well capitalized for a small biotech company. The company has $597 million cash on hand and very little debt. Through strategic stock sales and collaboration revenues and payments, Intellia has done a great job maintaining a comfortable cash position and avoiding the painful situation of needing to raise money when the share price is depressed. Management expects the current cash position to fund operations throughout 2022. Intelia is at a pivotal moment in the company's history. In the next 3 to 6 months, the company will likely release initial data from NTLA 2001. This data could make or break the company. Encouraging results would shift the paradigm of how medicine treats patients with genetic diseases and would be one of the biggest breakthroughs in medicine in decades. If everything goes as expected, this stock should at least triple investors' wallets in this decade. Do you have any stocks in your mind that fit the list? If so, then let us know down in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to smash the like button and subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so that you always stay updated with our upcoming stock related videos. Till then, take care and I'll see you in the next video.